And we are live. Welcome back or welcome to the Truth Comes to Light podcast, where everything done in the dark is going to come to light. Every detail in this world done in the dark will come to light. I'm your host, Jay Coven, and welcome to the show. Clearly on this episode, we are outside in the light. It is not nighttime out here. This is something different that I'm doing this episode. Let me know if y'all like it. Let me know if I should keep on focusing on doing my episodes at nighttime, or should I just keep on trying new things and doing the episode in the daytime? So we're going to try it in the daytime, see how it goes. Be sure to check out all of my other podcast episodes on the channel. I've talked about Sheen, I've talked about the Cardi Russell case, I've talked about the YNW Melly case, Lil Baby, Rilo, just to name a few. Also, be sure to check out my Real Spill Wednesdays, y'all. On Real Spill Wednesdays, we talk about life topics and motivational quotes, because I feel like you need some motivation or some real life topics in this world that some people won't give you, but I feel like I have a voice, and so do y'all. But I want to be that person to give my opinion on topics that you can relate to or just gain knowledge from, because if I don't do it, maybe no one else will. So with that in mind, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. Also, be sure to like all of my other podcast episodes and my Real Spills, and also subscribe to my TikTok, Twitter. I just made my Twitter account and my Instagram channel on the Truth Comes to Light podcast, y'all. And with that being said, let's get straight into this podcast episode. There's a whole lot of music that came out in the past 2 weeks. You just had Cardi B and Offset drop their new song Jealousy, which we'll talk about. We've had Travis Scott drop Utopia. We've had Post Malone drop his album Austin. We've had King Von drop Grandson. There's been a whole lot of albums, a whole lot of songs that have came out, and the most highly anticipated album that has came out on Friday was Utopia. But first, we're going to get into Offset and Cardi B dropping their new song called Jealousy, and it got over 5 million views in 24 hours. 5 million views in 24 hours. And once again, Offset and Cardi B did not miss on the song. Did not miss on the song. They have collabed multiple times with Drip, Clout, Yeah, and now this song. And they're just 4 for 4. They just keep on rolling as a couple. They always had consistency. Always had consistency in their own careers, and then when they do collab and make a song, it's always been a great song. I feel like Jealousy is just going to be one of those other big songs that come out for not only the summer, but maybe in the future. Maybe this song could mess around and go platinum, just like Cardi B's other songs. So like Offset, other songs that have came out. Offset, who left the Migos a little bit before rapper Takeoff died, rest in peace to his soul, decided to take his own path and his own career to a whole different level by going solo. And he dropped his solo album, Father of Four, back in 2019, along with Quavo and Takeoff following that as well by dropping their own solo albums and just doing their own things on their own to gain fan bases just off their solo careers. So with that in mind, I feel like this song was a great song. Is it one of their best songs? Nah, it's not one of their best songs, but I just feel like it's a great song that they have came out with, and it's another great song by both of them, and the consistency by them is just A1. Cardi B has not missed in the past few features that she has been on. She's been on the song with Flatto, Put It on the Floor, Fendi the Rapper, Point Me To, the Glorilla song she's been on. She's been on a feature tear, y'all. A feature tear, has not missed. And I think it's time to finally say it with Cardi B. It may be an unpopular opinion, but this is just me personally. I feel like at the end of Cardi B's career, when it's all said and done, Cardi B doesn't even have to drop no music right now. She could stop making music. All these features that she's been hopping on, she doesn't even have to do that. Any albums, she doesn't have to do that. Cardi B, right now, if she just stopped making music, would probably be the best female rapper statistically. Is she better than Nicki Minaj? I don't think rapping she's better than Nicki Minaj. But I want y'all to hear these stats. And I'm going to get to what she said in her song as I'm going down and listing her stats for y'all. Cardi B is the first female rapper with 3 diamond songs. Bodak Yellow, her first single that came out, has over 1.1 billion views. You have I Like That with J Balvin and Bad Bunny. That has over 1.5 billion views. And then she was also a feature on Girls Like You with Maroon 5, and that got over 3.4 billion streams. She's the only female rapper that has more than 1 diamond song. Nicki Minaj only has 1, which is Super Bass. Even though Nicki Minaj has 2 platinum albums, Cardi B only has 1 platinum album, but that's her one and only album, Invasion of Privacy. And off of that, every single song is platinum on there. And with that in mind, what she said in Jealousy, she says, she quotes, "Bitches ain't got enough hits for a versus." So if you just match up, I feel like if you match up any song with Nicki Minaj will give her a run for her money. But I feel like Cardi B has way too many hits for Nicki Minaj if they did do a versus. Cardi B is just overall statistically better. That's just like comparing Michael Jordan to LeBron James. People will say that Michael Jordan is the GOAT, but LeBron James has better statistics, all around statistics, than Michael Jordan. It's the same way here. Cardi B has better statistics, more diamond songs, more platinum songs, probably more platinum songs, but I know for sure more diamond songs, has 1 platinum album, like I said, Invasion of Privacy, along with other songs that have went platinum. But people are going to say that Nicki Minaj is the GOAT because she was really the one that changed the rap game, like, basically forever. She was like the star. When people think of rapping now in this generation, they're going to think of Nicki Minaj. But Cardi B has better statistics all around. No one can compare to Cardi B. And the crazy thing about it, if you compare Cardi B to Nicki Minaj has a more core fan base than Cardi B. Cardi B is just, she just drops a song and it gets played on the radio and then people listen to it. Nicki Minaj, when she came out, she's always had a fan base. Always had that core fan base. When Nicki Minaj drops right now, if she would have dropped right now, she has a core fan base. Rihanna, who's not a rapper, she has a core fan base. These female artists have core fan bases. Beyonce, core fan bases. Cardi B, on the other hand, it seems as though she doesn't really have a core fan base, which makes the whole thing better. That's the thing. So with her not really having a core fan base and she's dropping all of these hits and they're doing all of these numbers for a female artist, and she's the only one that has all of these diamond songs and multiple platinum songs, and she really doesn't even have that many songs out there in her catalog compared to someone like a Nicki Minaj. But if they just did like a versus, like how well Cardi B's songs have been doing, she will win. She will win in a versus against anybody. Nicki Minaj is the only one that has a chance against her, but no one else has a chance. So she could stop making music right now. She's already a top 5 greatest rapper, statistically wise, ever. In my opinion, I think she's top 3 right now. But if people would tell me that Cardi B is the best rapper, female rapper statistically, I wouldn't blame you at all, not one bit. I wouldn't be surprised, but I wouldn't be surprised if you say Nicki Minaj, because Nicki Minaj was the one that really changed it for these newer female artists out here, like your Megan Thee Stallions, like your Lottos, like Cardi B. She was the one that basically crawled so everybody could walk. Glorilla. Any female artist that came out, they look up to Nicki Minaj as a rapper. But I think Nicki Minaj is a better rapper. She has better bars than Cardi B. But I think statistically, overall, and their achievements, I feel like Cardi B has more things accomplished in her career than Nicki Minaj if they both would have stopped making music right now. The only song that Nicki Minaj has diamond is Super Bass. Back in 2010. Cardi B is still getting diamonds and platinum songs as we speak. And that's the thing that makes her so different compared to these female rappers that are out here. It's hard for a female, period, to get a platinum song, let alone a diamond song. So the fact that she has multiple of them already just makes her great for a female rapper coming out of New York. Offset. We can talk about Offset. You got to respect his career with the Migos. You got to respect everything that he has done with Takeoff and Quavo. But I feel like his solo album, Father of Four, he had the best out of the 3, Quavo, Huncho, and The Last Rocket by Takeoff, his album. I feel like he had the best album overall, and he had a platinum song off of that album. And guess what that platinum song was? It was Clout featuring no other than Cardi B. So Cardi B is that female. She is probably, I would say, when her career is over, she is going to be the best female rapper in the game, period. Like I just feel like it'll be like that. I just feel like it will be like that. And don't even sleep on Offset's verse on Jealousy. He had some bars in there too, which makes them go so well together. Each and every song, Drip, Clout, Yeah, Jealousy, they've had bars and they go together. Even in their early careers, you can just see the improvement and both of them evolving as rappers from their last big song to this big song. So with that, this was a great song. I feel like this can mess around and go platinum just because it is Cardi B along with Offset. So them two together already have made a platinum song. So I wouldn't be surprised if they made another platinum song with Jealousy. Don't sleep on Cardi B. Like I'm telling y'all, at the end of her career, Cardi B will be a better rapper, well, the greatest rapper than Nicki Minaj. She'll be the greatest female rapper based off statistics and accomplishments. With that in mind, let's get to the most anticipated album of 2023. Travis Scott dropping his 4th album, Utopia, which had multiple of features, including Young Thug, Rob 49, 21 Savage, Beyonce, Future, The Weeknd, Bad Bunny, just a whole lot of people on this album that Travis Scott has put on. This is his 4th album. his first album since Astroworld back in 2018, which we will get to here in a little bit, the Astroworld tragedy and how this album compares to Astroworld and his other albums. But Travis Scott drops the first album in 7 years, and as of right now, it is pacing on selling a total of 400K bundles and not bundles combined. And he's really the only rapper that does that. And I feel like Travis Scott is going to sell over 400K. He's going to sell over 400K since he hasn't dropped in 7 years, and he painted the facade and just the narrative of this utopia for 7 years. Just like with Lil Uzi Vert and how he painted the facade of eternal take for years. Hence why he sold over 300K with that. Travis Scott sold this utopia brand for 7 years. So in return, and since he's one of the biggest artists out there, he's going to get his numbers and sell over 400K. No doubt about it. And with you having Beyonce, SZA, Future, and The Weeknd, your features alone are going to get you well over 300K. It's just, are you going to sell that 400K, or are you going to sell more than Astroworld at 537? Which I feel like he's going to sell over 400K, and he could get to that 500 plus combined with the bundles and not bundles. Those sales combined can reach 500K first week. But with that in mind, I feel like this album, it's a good album. I feel like this album and the Gunna album are the best two albums that have came out this year. And I feel like this album is going to be an album of the year candidate for Travis Scott. It's the most different because of the simple fact that since the Astroworld tragedy happened and 10 people died, here's my theory on it. Since 10 people died and all the lawsuits have came and more news have came out stating that his team didn't stop the situation after people were getting trampled and getting ran over and stuff like that, I feel like his management told him that, hey, we need to take a different route in regards to the music, because it's different when you have your own festival, your own tour, versus when you're on someone else's tour. When you're on Rolling Loud or any music festival that is out here, anything that happens is going to be on Rolling Loud's part, or any music festival out here is going to be on their fault. But when you have your own tour, anything that happens within that tour is going to be strictly on you. Every lawsuit, everything is going to be on your fault, no matter what. So with that, I feel like his producers were like, we got all of these lawsuits, so you have to change some of your music so that way when you do perform, the music that you do play, it won't cause that. Because Travis Scott has a lot of rage songs and stuff like that. And those were the songs potentially that caused everything to transpire. So with this album, they focused more on the transitions, the production, the changing of the beats. Every single song has some sort of great production to it, or most of the songs have beat changes, 3-4 beat changes. Schizo, Meltdown, Telekinesis. There's a whole lot of songs on this album that has a whole lot of beat changes. It reminds me of a Kanye West album. Graduation, Dark Twisted Fantasy, Donda, when it comes to the production and how it was produced. This is something that Kanye West probably would make. He would make something like this. I personally think that this is a good album. Is it better than Astroworld? No. But the thing between this album and Astroworld, there's no song on the album that gives sicko mode vibes or stargazing vibes when it comes to the beat and the rage parts of the songs. Like, it's not gonna be nothing like that, because I feel like the Astroworld incident, his management and his producers told him, like, nah, like, you can't really do all of that. There's still like some Travis Scott on this album that could be on Astroworld, or there's other albums like Schizo, but I feel like Travis Scott is maturing his fan base and evolving his fan base. It's a difference for when you try to mature your fan base and you're trying to expand your fan base. When you mature your fan base, you already have your core fan base. You already have your core fan base. But when you're maturing, you're going to naturally get more fans. First, when you try to expand, you're trying to force your way on getting fans. First, when you mature, you already have your fan base, but you're trying to naturally bring more people towards listening to your album. And I feel like that is what Travis Scott is doing. Hence why the production is different. Hence why there isn't a whole lot of rage songs on here. There's Fiend with Playboy Cardi. That's going to be a rage song. That's a concert song for sure. But it's not going to be a whole lot of stargazing or a whole lot of sicko mode or just a whole lot of, let's say, Nightcrawler. Just old Travis Scott. You're not going to get that on this album. If that's what you're looking for, just straight rage and just the old Travis Scott, you're not really going to get that. I feel like this is his time to evolve into something. So he was kind of experimenting with these songs. Overall, I feel like this album was a good album. I feel like this is probably the best album, the best rap album that came out besides the Gunna album and Rilo's album. I feel like those are the best 3 albums that came out. He's obviously has the #1 rap album. Selling wise, is going to sell 500K. No one else is going to top that. I thought Lil Uzi Vert was going to sell way more than 165, but it's been a low selling rap first week sales this year. It hasn't been that many high sales, should I say, this year. So Travis Scott, I knew when he was going to drop his album, he was going to sell 500K. And I said it in my first podcast. I said the only person that is going to top Lil Uzi Vert's 165K first week was if Travis Scott dropped Utopia. And like I said, and I'm right, he's already on pace to sell 500K bundles and without bundles. So Travis Scott was going to have that #1 selling album and is going to say for a minute. My top 5 songs personally are Schizo, Topia Twins, Lost Forever, Thank God, Telekinesis with Future and SZA. Schizo has Young Thug on it. Topia Twins have 21 and Rob 49. Those are my personal top 5, but it was so hard to make the top 5 after the first 2 songs, Schizo and Topia Twins. Those are the best 2 songs in my personal opinion. I feel like those are the best 2 songs. He has a whole lot of features, a whole lot of diversity to this album, a whole lot of beat changes. Schizo, the beat changes like 4 times. Some of the songs are long, but it literally feels like you're just sitting and listening to one song. I was literally reacting to this song with my dad, the Schizo song, and Topia Twins came on, and another song came on. I can't remember, but he thought that it was all just the same song, and that's just Travis Scott flowing. That's the album flowing, and that's what it's about. Your album flowing from top to bottom. So I just feel like with this album, this is the album of the year. This is the best rap album out there right now. So, and it's interesting, like I said, he's trying to put this facade out there and put the brand out there, because in Sirens, if you listen to Sirens, at the end of Sirens, it was this girl, and it quotes, "I thought we were going to Utopia. This is your hotel room." What makes that quote interesting, like I said, it was the painting the picture of the brand Utopia. Travis Scott walking out of the studio with the Utopia briefcase, trying to perform in Egypt. It's painting the brand, putting the brand out there, painting the facade on how the album is going to be. If you do that for years and not drop an album, obviously when you do drop that album, people are going to be anticipating it, because that is what you were putting out there. You kept throwing it out there. You kept promoting it. You kept promoting it. You kept promoting it. So in return, when it does drop, it's going to get those sales. Just like with any clothing brand or any brand out there, you have to promote it. You have to promote it before you drop it. You're not just going to drop it. You got to promote the brand. So when you promote the brand and you keep on promoting it, you keep on promoting that this drop is finna happen, these t-shirts or these shorts or whatever, if you keep on promoting your brand, more people are going to come when you finally do drop it. And this is what Travis Scott did to this album, and that's why it's going to sell more than 500K. Plus, he hasn't dropped in 7 years. Since 2018, Astroworld. I personally believe that it's better than I think it's better than Rodeo. I feel like this album will grow on people. Some people say that it's mid, but no one has said that it's trash. They just said that it's mid. But I feel like it's only been 2 days since the album came out. So you just got to give it time. Every album that has came out, everyone didn't say that it was album of the year. It's a great album. We're going to remember it. People were saying that Astroworld was mid. The first day that it came out, people were not saying, oh, this was album of the year candidate. But when you keep on listening to it, songs that you thought were trash are going to grow on you. Same with Whole Lotta Red with Playboy Cardi. People thought that was a mid album. I thought that it was a mid album personally, but I just let it keep on growing on me. And now I think it's one of his best albums. And he has a whole lot of good albums. So with these albums, you just got to give it time. Give it a couple of listens. Keep on listening. Is it better than Astroworld? No, because there's not going to be no song statistically that is going to top Sicko Mode. Drake did better on Sicko Mode than what he did on this album in the song Meltdown. He did way better. And not saying that Meltdown is bad, but Sicko Mode is just going to be on a whole nother level. Obviously, if it has over 1 billion streams. It's going to be hard to get another song with 1 billion streams. Travis Scott had a great lead song, K-pop, with The Weeknd and Bad Bunny. I feel like that's a good song. People are saying that it wasn't as good, but anytime you have The Weeknd and Bad Bunny on the same song, obviously it's going to get that recognition. It's going to get that recognition. It's going to get those views. That song is going to be on billboards because of the simple fact that it has The Weeknd on it and Bad Bunny. So like I said, with this album, you just got to let it grow on you. Just keep on letting it grow on you. Keep on listening to it. Because I don't know. I see the vision. Of the album. But some people, they don't see the vision on albums, so they think that it's mid. But long term, it's actually a pretty good album. It's a better album than what they expected. So with the production and the beat changes and not being the same Travis Scott as Astroworld or Birds in the Trap Sing McKnight or Rodeo, it's going to take time for casual fans to get into and listen to it and actually like the album. But his core fans are going to like it no matter what. Travis Scott has a good core fan base, so they're going to like it for sure. It's just the other people that don't really listen to Travis Scott like that, or don't really listen to him as much, should I say, that it's going to take time for the album to grow on them. But I feel like this is a good album. He went 4 for 4 on albums, for sure. Just give it time. Like I said, my personal top 5 is Schizo, Topia Twins, Lost Forever, Thank God, and Telekinesis. But he also has other good songs on there, like Meltdown, like Hyena, like Sirens, like Till Further Notice with him and 21 Savage, like Echoes with Beyonce. It's a pretty good song. But his features alone are going to give him that 400K, for sure. And he's already on pace to sell that, and the album's only been out for 2 days. The album's only been out for 2 days, and he's already on pace to sell 400K. They already got that stat out. But do I believe that he's going to reach that 500K? I think he's going to reach anywhere from that 450 range to 500. Is he going to get 537 like Astroworld? I don't believe that he's going to get that. But I do believe that he's going to get anywhere from that 450K first week to that 500K first week. Because Astroworld was just on a whole nother level. He promoted that album way, way more than Utopia. So obviously it's going to get that viewership. It's going to get those sales. Way more sales. But him selling 450 to 500, no other rapper is going to top that. Not even Drake. I don't even think that he's going to top that 450 to 500K if he does drop his album, which we will get to in a second. But everyone else that has dropped the album this year, Gunna, Lil Uzi, Lil Durk, all the big names, Lil Yachty, they did not even come close to 450, 500 first week. So this is going to be the best, probably the best rap album this year. Like I said, I feel like it's that album, Gunna's A Gift and a Curse, and then Rilo's album. But Travis Scott, he's trying to find something different because of the Astroworld tragedy that killed 10 people. Obviously, if you were recording a performance, if you were doing a performance, should I say, and people died at your tour, it's going to make you kind of change what you are already doing because you get all these lawsuits and everything. If any rapper, if that happened to them, they would do the same thing. Playboy Cardi, Lil Baby, Lil Durk, any rap, it could be a singer, they'll change what they do. So his change came natural because of the charges placed against him, and he didn't want that to happen again. So he's not going to have another Astroworld rodeo type album where he is going to do a whole lot of raging. It's not going to be a lot of that. It's going to be something different. It's going to be more beat changes, more fast-paced, slow-paced tempo, more beat changes. It's going to be more of that. The production and the quality of his music is going to get better. As it should with every rapper out here. Your quality of your music should continue to get better and better. But I think that this is album of the year. But moving on. Speaking of Drake, like I said, Drake confirmed that his album For All the Dogs is going to drop in a couple of weeks. Drake, who dropped his last album, Her Loss with 21 Savage, showed over 400K. One of the best albums that did come out at that point in time. Drake, when he drops For All the Dogs, I feel like he's going to do the same thing that Travis Scott does. He's going to promote it. He already said that he was coming out with a book to match the album that does come out, he's coming out with a book, and in the book is just gonna basically give an overview and stuff like that of the album, and just basically give him the promotion, just like what Travis Scott is doing, selling bundles, giving him the promotion to the album. So I feel like when Drake does drop that album, I feel like it'll be one of his better albums, because his solo album that he did drop, honestly, never mind, it sold the lowest in his career, 201K. Yes, 201K is the lowest that Drake has ever sold. It's crazy for an album. That's crazy to say that. But he was just experimenting with that album. So I feel like when Drake does drop his For All the Dogs album, he's going to get back right where he left off from Her Loss. From Her Loss, it's going to go right back to where that was, and how he sold 402K, if I'm not mistaken, for that album. He's going to sell somewhere around that 400K range. He's going to sell anywhere from that or as low as like 390. He'll probably sell somewhere around there. But Drake has been at the top of the game for over 15 years. Every single change in the rap game, he has always made changes to always stay on top as the best rapper in the game. Even though I feel like Drake is an artist because of what he can do and how versatile he is, technically speaking, he is considered a rapper. But I just feel like how versatile he is and his catalog of music, he's an artist. But the fact that throughout every single let's just say dance trend or new trend that has came out there, the music is different from 2008 all the way until now. So the fact that it's been over 16, 17 years and he's still at the top, still at the peak of his game, still at the top of the game, I still feel like he is still in his prime, well in his prime, and he's just not going to go away no time soon. That's just incredible. From Take Care, Nothing Was the Same, all of his albums that have came out, Certified Lover Boy is good. If you're reading this, it's too late, it's good. All of his albums have just always been at the top. Views, when he dropped that, it was on a whole nother level. He's just always been on top of the game. And that's just what makes him so good. Because most of these rappers, they don't really be in the game for that long and still be at the top of their game. Yeah, they may have a prime for a couple of years, but the fact that you're at year 16 plus and you're at the top still, that's so hard when all of these new rappers are coming out, people are coming and going. It's just hard for you as a rapper to stay at that top spot. So you just got to stay consistent and just keep on following the trends, and then just trying to obviously try new things out to see what your fan base likes. So I feel like when Drake drops the For All the Dogs album, and I heard some snippets to the album, and it sounds like it's going to be hard. Drake's going to get right back on that demon time. Right back on that demon time. Then Drake just performed at a concert, and fucking one of the fans throwing their bras and stuff like that. I like how he handled that situation, because if he would have handled that situation any other way, the females would have been calling him a pervert. Oh, why he did that, he should not have done that. They would not have even got on the female for throwing their bra on stage. They'll get more on Drake for doing whatever he did. So I feel like he handled that situation very proper, very gentlemanlike, because obviously in this day and age, that situation could have went way worse if she would have threw that bra and he would have did something after that. But the fact that he didn't really do nothing after that, he just looked at it, he didn't really do nothing. And the girl ended up recording herself saying that was her doing that. It's good that Drake handled the situation accordingly. That's just a side note. But Drake is going to have a good album coming out. He said it was going to come out in a couple of weeks. 2 weeks to be exact. So if this is true, he's going to be up there with Travis Scott in regards to his sales. Post Malone, like I said at the beginning, dropped his album Austin. Post Malone has the most diamond songs with 8 diamond songs. He literally has a whole album just for his diamond songs. That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. You have a whole album just for all of your diamond songs. He dropped his album Austin. Will it sell more than 121K like his last album? I feel like it will. I feel like it was actually a pretty good album. Something new. Is it going to be like his Beer Bongs and Bentleys? Nah, I don't think it's going to be like Beer Bongs and Bentleys. I feel like that is one of his best albums. Any album that you have 3 diamond songs on, that is going to be your best album. For sure, no question about it. And even Stoney, that album, when that had came out, his first album with White Iverson, I Fell Apart, Congratulations, Broken Whiskey Glass Light. Those songs, that was a great album right there. But I just feel like Beer Bongs and Bentleys was on a whole nother level. Those 2 albums were on a whole nother level. But I just feel like Beer Bongs and Bentleys was on a whole nother level. Hence why he has 3 diamond songs on the album. 3 diamond songs. Rockstar, Psycho. Like he just has so many songs. Rich and Sad. Better Now. Just so many good songs. So Post Malone, like I said, dropped his album. My favorite songs on there is Chemical, Overdrive, Nova Candy, Speedometer, which has came out already, and Laugh It Off. I feel like those are the best songs personally off that album. And just Post Malone is just going to keep on dropping good music. And then Post Malone, on top of that, he's going to get more sales because he has collaborated with Raising Cane's, and he's giving out cups, and they're selling cups for the customers. So obviously he's going to get more recognition just because of that, collaborating with a restaurant. So I feel like it's going to sell more than 12 Karat 2 Fake at 121. But with that in mind, it's really just, in this rap game, in the music game, it's just all about promoting your stuff. Promoting your stuff and painting a facade. All of these rappers, Post Malone, Drake, Lil Uzi, the rappers that I just named, you have to paint your facade, paint your image, and if people like your image, they're going to follow you. They're going to follow you. So, Post Malone, his image, it's a good image. You going to Raising Cane's and partnering with them, that's a good image for you. So in return, you're going to get those sales. You're going to get those numbers. So it'll for sure sell 121,000. It'll sell that for sure because this is Post Malone. If you have 8 diamond songs, all of your albums are going to sell well over 100K. So I don't have no doubt in him. Post Malone is just that guy. He's just him. Like I said, no one else has 8 diamond songs. That's just hard. 8 songs over 1 billion views. Like, that's just hard. So he'll for sure sell over 150. I still think Beer Bongs and Bentleys is going to be his best album that he drops. The best album that he drops. So he can keep on dropping albums, but I just feel like it's gonna be so hard to compare those albums to Beer Bongs and Bentleys just because of the simple fact that he has 3 diamond songs on the album. Right then and there, that's just undisputed. You just can't compare no other albums unless it just comes close with the diamond songs. let's get into an album that had dropped a couple weeks ago that I really messed with, that I didn't talk about in my last podcast. King Von, the rapper that died in 2020, rest in peace to his soul, was probably the best storyteller in the rap game at that time with his music. Released Grandson, his album, his final post-death album, and it sells 30K. And I feel like that is good for his album. Songs like Don't Miss, Real Oppie, Jimmy, Phil Jackson with Polo G, those are good songs that he had on the album. The album sounded complete. Versus his last album, What It Means to Be King, which sold 55K first week. It had songs War, Where I'm From, Too Real, Mad, Change My Life, Rich Gangster with him and T Grizzly. It was a good album, but you could tell that it had so many features because the songs sounded incomplete. And that's the thing with these post albums, which is why they don't really sell as much as when the rapper is alive, because of the simple fact that most of the songs that they drop, if you're not Juice WRLD or something like that, who has still been dropping music ever since he has died, his producers, his management has been dropping music for him ever since that he has died, and they sound complete. Most of these rappers, the songs are going to sound incomplete, should I say. And the songs that they already have out when they do die, they only have like a couple of other songs out there and the vault that they can just pull out that are complete. But the rest of the songs that they do have is just maybe a verse that they have, and it's just an open verse out there that is still open for whether that was going to be him on that song to complete the rest of the song, or it was going to be a feature. But with albums such as, like I said, What It Means to Be King, Faith with Pop Smoke, that album was trash because it had a whole lot of features. We didn't think that Pop Smoke was finna collab with fucking Chris Brown, Rick Ross. It's people like that, 4-2 Doug. They will put people on the songs that 9 times out of 10, I don't think they would even do a collab with if there was alive. Hence why it was so trash. So with this Grandson album by King Von, yeah, it had some features on there, but there was a lot more songs on that album that was just him and him only. So the songs sounded complete. Were some of them leaked? Yeah, some of them were leaked, but still the album sounded more complete than What It Means to Be King. Will it compare to Welcome to O Block or LeVon James or Grandson, the first Grandson? Nah, it won't compare to that. But one thing that we can agree on is if they were alive, some of the songs that the management puts out after their death, the rapper would be like, nah, and we'll just have it as just a leaked song or just an unreleased song. But since I feel like the management and, the parents of King Von, the family of King Von, they want to get that money. Same with all the other rappers that had died. They want to get that money. They're going to tell them to drop the music. They're going to come to an agreement to drop the music just so they can get that money. So I feel like him selling 30K is good for a final farewell to King Von. Rest in peace to his soul. I feel like he was the best storytelling rapper out there. Go ahead and check out his music. I'll give y'all some songs. I feel like I Am What I Am, Why He Told, Demon. I'll give y'all some old stuff. Down Me, Went Silly, Fuck Yo Man, Took Me to the O. Obviously, that was one of his bigger hits. 3 a.m., 2 a.m., Something Else. It's just a whole lot of songs. Wayne's Story, if you want another storytelling song. He was just at his best when he dropped storytelling songs, which made him the most different. There's been videos that have been leaking after he died about him being in jail, him getting in all of these fights, and it really painted the narrative that this dude was actually speaking what he was saying in these songs. So in return, it makes the songs even harder because of the simple fact that he is talking real shit. It's not just, hey, I just killed the nigga, doing all this and the third, but he ain't really killed nobody. But now, since the police are releasing that he was the one that killed these people, he was the one that was terrorizing in prison and was menacing these people outside of prison, terrorizing Chicago, is really painting that narrative like King Von was really that dude. King Von, all of his songs that he then put out are real deal, real truth, things that have happened to him. He has a whole lot of trauma, a whole lot of bad things that have happened to him, but it really painted that narrative that he was really that dude, and it was actually a true narrative. There have been videos that have been coming out in these past few weeks about him getting in jail. There was one where he slipped his handcuffs and literally beat the dog shit out that nigga. He beat the dog shit out that dude, bro. For real. Like, even though the other dude, he didn't have, his hands was in handcuffs and he couldn't get out of them. Still, like, he was whooping that dude, beating that dude ass. For real. And then there was other videos out there where he was getting into fights too, where him and another inmate jumped another inmate, one of his ops, I guess, in prison. So King Von was really that dude in and out of prison. So it painted that picture of he was a real demon. He was a real demon out in the streets and out in jail, and everything that he said in his songs were truth. They were all true things that have happened to him. So I feel like him getting this 30K first week sales from his album is a good farewell to King Von's career and King Von's legacy that will forever be in Chicago's history of rap with Chief Keef, Lil Durk, King Von. But he's the best storytelling rapper out there, and it's hard for people to acknowledge the fact that he was one of the best because he died so young. And for him to die so young, you don't even know what his full potential was going to be in the rap game. He died just so young. That's the thing with these rappers. Like with Pop Smoke, for an example. You don't know how good Pop Smoke was going to be until he just died, and now we'll just never know. I feel like if he was still alive, he would have collaborated with all of these artists as he was changing his sound. He was making love songs, What You Know About Love, Something Special. It wasn't just straight New York drill rap. He was changing his fan base. He was trying to evolve his fan base, bring more fans to him by changing the way he was making these songs, producing these songs, and putting the songs out there, doing something different. So I feel like if Pop Smoke was out right now, he would be the king of New York. Same with King Von. I feel like me personally, I think King Von is better than Durk. I personally believe that he's better than Durk. He's a better storytelling artist than Durk. And the narrative, like I said, that he was painting this whole entire time was that he was this demon, this person that he really only cared about his ops. His ops was scared of him. He would do all of this to his ops. But he was trying to stay in trouble too because of some fact he had his whole rap career. But he would just give story times on robberies and murders and terrorizing his ops. Like, it made all of his things that he said in his songs true. Everything that he said in his songs was true. It wasn't a facade at all. Which makes him better than Durk, in my opinion. I feel like he would have had more songs out here than Lil Durk. He was changing his sounds. It wasn't just going to be just about killings and rappings. Like, he has some love songs in there. He has that sprinkled in. So, I don't know why it just feels like, why does it seem like right when artists are blowing up or trying to make that next big jump to be successful in the rap game, they end up dying at a young age? You got Juice WRLD that died at a young age from overdose, but his album is still on Billboard. His first album is still on Billboard. And the leaked songs that have been leaking out and that his management has been releasing, they sound complete and they sound good. So it has people questioning, why did he end up dying, and what would have happened if he never died? What would have happened if he didn't overdose? Same with King Von. What would have happened if Quando Rondo, Lil Tim ain't kill him? What would have happened if Pop Smoke, the people ain't running in his house and kill him? Tupac, what would have happened? Even though he was big at the time, but what would have happened if he was still alive? Instead of dying at the age that they died at. So you just never know. But like I said, this is a great farewell for his family, a great farewell for his team, his management, and his legacy will always be remembered in history forever, in Chicago rap history forever. People say in Chicago he was one of the best rappers to come out of Chicago for that small amount of time that he did rap. Just something to think about. You just never know what would have happened with these rappers until something does happen and they end up dying, and you just question what would have happened if they didn't die and they got big. Because if they would have got big, you would have seen it with your own eyes, and the parents and everyone, his fan base, everyone that was rocking with the artist, they would have seen it with their eyes of the rapper getting big. But now we'll just never know what would have happened. That'll just always be the question, what if? So like I said, it's just something to think about. So with that in mind, y'all, this is the end of the Truth Comes to Light podcast. Like I said, I'm in the daytime. I'm trying something new. I'm going to continue to try something new every single episode. I'm going to keep on getting better and better and better at it. Like I said, keep on liking, keep on subscribing to the channel, subscribe to the TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Like I said, this channel, keep on subscribing, keep on showing me the support. Real Spill Wednesdays are going to come every Wednesday. Life topics and motivational quotes. I got some new ones coming out for y'all, and I feel like y'all will be invested in that. I feel like y'all will like it. Please let me know how I'm doing on this podcast. I'm going to obviously continue to get better and better and better at this podcast and stuff. The equipment is coming soon in the near future, so hopefully I can just keep on just getting better, talking to y'all, talking to the camera, and y'all just keep on giving me support on what I've been talking about. If y'all have any real spill ideas that you'll want me to talk about on Wednesdays, give me a comment down in the comment section, or just give me a comment on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. I'm getting active on all sites. I really want to make this work. We're going to keep on growing in regards to views, subscribers, everything. I really appreciate the 21 subscribers that I do have right now. Thank y'all for joining the Truth Comes to Life podcast family. I really do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Share this video, share all of my other videos, and we're going to keep on going, because as long as y'all keep on liking, as long as y'all keep on giving me the views, I'm gonna keep on coming back day in and day out. Like I said, if I don't research or I don't make a video, if I don't do any one of those at least 4 times out the week, do something, whether that's researching or posting, I feel like I'm just not doing enough. So with that in mind, I'm going to keep on coming. I'm going to keep on coming harder every single video, every single chance that I get. Y'all keep on liking. Y'all keep on subscribing to the video, and I'm keep on going hard every single time that y'all see me. With that in mind, this is the end of the Truth Comes Live podcast, and y'all have a nice rest of y'all day.